Here we go back in SculptGL. So now we can import the head and the eyeballs. So we're going to add an OBJ. So bring in the head base OBJ. There we go. File in the OBJ, which says add, and grab the eyes base. There we go. That looks quite a bit better. So now we can sculpt on this. So if we click on one or the other, it'll activate and automatically mask off the one you're not working on. So we're not going to touch the eyes. I'm going to work on the face for a moment and show you how this works. So if you subdivide it, up here in the topology, multi-resolution, you subdivide one, holds the shape pretty well, and then two. Now you have this perfect edge topology that you can go back and forth to low poly and high poly and get it just the way you want it. W's on the wireframe, so we can come in here and now we can do the detail around the eyes, nose, and mouth that we want. So the shortcuts again, the crease tool is number 7. So, and that's X back and forth, and the intensity is C. So come in here and really want to crease behind the nostril first. So come in here, down. So it's this edge loop right here. Go up, back up again, 1 and 2. Now if I go 1 right here, I could also switch to 0 and just use the move brush and kind of pull these things back and forth using move. I like that work. Looks like it's got Alt on an accident, so pull, move these out. Go a little bit bigger with X. There we go. And I'm kind of pushing and pulling rather than sculpting. So pushing and pulling with the move brush is a great way to work early on. I can push this back in here a little bit and then pull these out. And so just an option there, but I'm going to go back to the brush tool and just kind of brush this out. And go up underneath here, the cartilage area. And hold down, oh, get rid of that. And Alt to push back in again, just a little bit. And so we're kind of, the eyeballs sit, the eye socket, the eyeballs sit in front of, inside the eye socket. So just kind of bringing this out. And you can bring your body and your hand in here as well. Shift to smooth out. The flatten brush is 5 on the keyboard. So if you want to flatten a plane here on the edges, you can use flatten as well. So you can flatten on one side and here, come to the front and flatten here. Well, and then smooth it out. That works really well. Yeah, flatten the top here. To get those planes showing. Shift to smooth it out again. So flatten along the side. There the cartilage is. Smooth out again. Come up underneath here. Maybe flatten underneath the nose. You kind of bring those planes back out again. So when you first subdivide your good mesh that you're working on, a lot of times it will destroy the majority of your detail. So you have to do this. You have to kind of bring back out the main planes that you can now detail with this extra polygons that you have at your disposal. So it's pretty well. So a bit bigger nose than maybe I wanted. So if it's a bigger, I could just go in here and go to 0, go to the brush tool, make sure it's nice and big, radius, and I can just pull this in. Pull this in much faster with the move brush than with the regular brush with 1. So again, that's 0 on the keyboard. And nostrils coming out okay right there. That out, and then this up. Go back to the higher resolution, see how that's coming out. Whoa. Every time you want to grab and rotate from empty space, every once in a while I'll miss the empty space and grab the mesh on accident. So that's what's happening there. Bring the little bell cartilage back in here. And you could use the inflate brush. So inflate is down here. That's number 2. Inflate will kind of blow it out without too much trouble. You get it too flat. Just make sure you don't have Alt on accident. And then the crease brush again, number 7 on the keyboard. So you can kind of, the more lines, the more crease, usually the older you'll make a model look. And the less, of course, the less line, the smoother, the younger or more feminine it'll look. So we can get the fleshy region here. And with the mouth, I might bring it out some more. So let's drop down the lowest polygon base mesh again, go back to 0. Check your wireframe, and we'll just pull some of these polygons out. Shift to smooth a little bit. So as it's going, pull those out a bit more. And looks like that's too much. So I'll go back as much as it'll let me. And go nice and small. Pull this out and then push in the corner. So I'm trying to get that fleshy region outside of the mouth there, which is kind of missing before. And this might be a gentler maneuver, easier to do in Maya, but do this for now. Gotta go back into the cheek, curve some more. That back up again. There we go. And now we can go back into the crease tool, a little bit smaller, and let's crease that corner of the mouth a little bit. We can do a little bit more on the intensity. C, crank that up. Really crease that corner of the mouth in for us, and then come up here to the top, hold down Alt. Before I do it, let's lower the intensity. Here we go, Alt, and right about here, then we'll go back again. And if you turn on W, you can see the wireframe really helps now in the deformation. So as you sculpt the detail in, it takes it way, way better, right? That's nice. And do a little crease here at the side underneath the lower lip as well. And fill that back in. We'll try it too. We'll try the inflate brush, kind of get the fuller lips going. Go. And then to transition, shift to smooth. Just watch the intensity on shift. So you might hold down shift and then C to lower it back down just a little bit, and then smooth that out as you go. Yep. A little fish lips-ish, but that's all right. Come underneath here and go a little bit smaller and try and finesse the underside. So the inside of the mouth is really quite hard to get at and sculpt. You need to hide the lower half and use more in the upper half as you do it. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it simple as we go here. Yeah, so you can add the 2 sides right here on the each side. So do a nice big brush. Trim in the regular brush, yeah, and we'll kind of just gently go underneath the lip here to the sides, here to the side as well. Then shift to smooth. Not quite happy with how that turned out. I think the space between my nose and lips is so big, it's bothering me. So we might just go in and, some people have faces like that though. I don't have to be perfect to the reference. Just, yeah, if you're trying too hard to follow the reference, then maybe, do some other decisions with it. It'll be all right. And you get underneath here a bit more. There we go. Shift to smooth it out. And maybe, yeah, I could go up here and bring that up much higher. So I'll use the crease tool. I'm gonna go ahead and make that decision now. I'm gonna bring the lips up much higher, make them fuller, and shift. Gotta be careful the size of the shift brush and smooth it out some more. Go back to my clay tool. On the clay, you have clay and clay buildup, so just be aware the main clay tool is the one you want to use the most. So you should get what you need from there. Yeah, it's jumping across down the bottom a little bit much. So In order to avoid that, what you would do is you would mask off one. So hold down Control and Shift and mask off the upper lip. That. And now we can work on the lower lip without too much trouble. And we can even go inside the mouth gap here, which gets a little funky. It is a free app, so it looks like got a little mustache going on. And go back to inflate, number 2. Kind of puff that up. Let's go down lower subdiv. There we go. Shift to smooth it out. Control drag. Control and left mouse drag to clear the mask. Go back to 1 again. There it goes. Up the resolution. Make sure the mask is cleared. Control drag. Sometimes there's artifacts if you go up and down the subdivision. Yeah, see, it keeps doing that lower lip. I don't like. There's a setting for the continuous. Yeah, continuous will keep it from on the surface you start with and without dropping out. Oh, never mind, didn't work. Kind of like with soft select, but come back to that, I guess. Bring that down just a little bit, bring that up a little bit. So getting the lips to just barely touch can become a bit of a problem. Okay, let's try the eyelids for a little bit. Let's leave that alone. And go to 7, go to crease tool. And we'll go back to the bottom sub-D so we can see where our edge loops are. Go to 0, and we'll kind of grab some of these polygons. And I think we really kind of collapsed down the eye socket too much. So I'm going to make some more space around the eye socket. It needs more space. Just kind of move. See how much faster that is to do than in Maya, right? Way faster. Curve that back. Then we'll go back up the sub-Ds and go with the crease with the opposite. Well, we'll go, yeah, let's go in first, I guess. We'll go turn that off. Up here, down. And now that you have the edge lips there, it should deform pretty nicely. It's for the upper eyelid there. Wireframe on, wireframe off. Whoops. We don't get the eye on accident. Then we'll go underneath here. A little bit right there. You see the lights hitting it. A little funny. So it needs to come in some more right there. Just keep going with it. Lowest sub D, back to W, wireframe. You can grab these points and you can finesse. Just using the move brush. Do a lot of this in ZBrush as well. So. From the top down, bottom up view, make sure you're checking out both the views. And go back down subdivision again. Okay. Continue on with our crease brush. There we go. And shift to smooth it out a little if it gets a little wonky. It goes down a bit more here. And it kind of indents in more right about here. Indent that some more. And then we can look at, see where the shadow is and the sharp arc right there. Go back to 1, and we can pull up some of that brow region. Now we have a little bit higher brow arc right there. Smooth that in, maybe not quite that high. Go to side view. Constantly turn and rotate from different angles. Make sure you're looking at your character from different views. Don't get stuck at it, looking at it just from the top view or the bottom view. That's a big no-no. Be careful. And the temple, it's an indentation right here. Kind of missed that one. So you can go in here, make a nice large one. Go to maybe the crease tool. Nice and big this time. Let's see if I can define that arc right here. Whoa. That's super strong. Let's drop the intensity down to almost nothing. And kind of bring that out and then smooth it back. That out and back again. It comes out a little much, but that's okay. Everything as I go. Yeah, I'll drop this down again. 0, and maybe bring a nose upward a little more. Bring this part down. Futz it to whatever you like whatever your style is, whatever face type, body type, stylized character type you're working on. Just have fun with that and kind of let the sculpture. This is, if it's your first one, let it kind of emerge on its own. It doesn't need to be exact what you drew. That's for sure. Sometimes you'll make better decisions with the sculpture. Sometimes you won't. And push this down a little bit more right here. Smoothing that down somewhere as well. The bridge got away from me a little bit right in there. Yeah, when I first did that, I was talking about something else and didn't like how that shape went. 0, if you want to move, keep moving these around. And higher brow in there. Okay, let's try going back to the subdivide it even more. Okay, so we'll go back to 1 and we can fill in if we want to add some of the detail around here. We can kind of bring that out very gently, bring it out. It's way too much. C, build the intensity down to almost nothing. Bring it out, kind of fill in where that lower part of the bone is in the eye socket. Come around the cheek here, shift to smooth it out. Whoa. I just broke my center on there. F's not where, it's the center of the pivot's way down there because of where the head's positioned on the body. So we'll come back to that.